Hey, what's up, everybody? Good evening. My name is King Smith, and today is a day in which we honor the crew of Shell 77 that was flown by Mark, also known as Tyler Voss, Tori Victoria Pinkney, and Herman Trey Mackey the third. Today's a day that um it's somber for a lot of people. The tanker community is a really small community, and annually, I've gotten together with some people that knew Trey, who is who I knew, or the crew members, and basically held a um, a live stream or a video for anybody that wanted to come up and say a few words about the crew, and or just raise a glass or a toast in honor of Shell 77. On May the 3rd, 2013, a KC-135 Strato tanker took off from the Transit Senate at Manis in Kyrgyzstan on a combat area refueling mission in support of Operation Enduring Freedom. Shortly after the aircraft took off, a mishap occurred, and all three souls on board did not come home that day. As I stated earlier, those three crew members were Tyler, Tori, and Trey. And while I knew Trey personally, I didn't know Tyler or Tori personally, but I've known and met a lot of people who knew them as well. So tonight isn't about how they died. Tonight is about remembering the crew members and their lives, sharing a story or two if you knew them, and having a moment of silence. I'm going to play a short video of something that occurred in for the Shell 77 memorial that occurred a year after the incident in Fairchild. And then I'm going to give the floor to any guest that wants to come up and speak on behalf of the crew.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Colonel Brian Newberry, Commander, 92nd Air Refueling Wing, I'd like to welcome you to the dedication ceremony of the memorial honoring the lives and celebrating the accomplishments of the three members of Crew Shell 77. At this time, I ask everyone to please rise for a moment of silence, followed by a KC-135 flyover.
All right. So, Cody, you and I were crew members on the KC 135. You and I were stationed together. There's a couple of other people in the background that I'm going to bring up as well. Do you have anything that you'd like to say about uh, the crew, or you have any funny story that you'd like to share of anyone?
Um, I mean, the only story that I've got left is climbing Fuji with Trey.
Oh,
And yeah, we did a night climb and it was pretty tough. Even it was, we went halfway up the mountain and it's nice and paved and everything like that, but it was a 6 hour climb. So it was a pretty long climb. And watching Trey stop at all the places to buy the oxygen tanks on the way up was definitely comical the entire way. But I wish I could find it and get access to it. But I used to have this awesome photo of Trey at the top with our climbing stick as the sun was coming up because we got to watch the sunrise. That was it was a really good time, and that's one of the good memories I have from that time frame.
awesome. All right, man. Hey, well, thank you for sharing that. There are so many stories that I've got with Troy as well, but I'm going to see if anybody else that has the link wants to come up. If you know Tyler, if you knew Tori, or if you knew Trey, the link to join is in the um the text chat here. I don't know what the technical term is called, but the link to join is in the chat if anybody wants to join. CJ, I can see you in the background. You need to join by, hey, matter of fact, Cody, Can you explain how to join? Because I think CJ might be having the same problem that you're having.
Yeah, so what I did was I just held the link within the messenger chat, and it brings up you options to open it with other things, and I opened it with Safari from there.
Okay, so CJ, if you are joining using an iPhone and you're having issues, hold the link and click to open with Safari and join that way. So I'm going to boot you out and see if you could join back. All right, I see a Trevor Jennings in the background. I'm going to bring Trevor up. Hey, Trevor, how's it going?
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you fine. How did you know anyone from the crew of Shell 77?
So I actually didn't know any of them, but so I grew up in California City, California. It's outside of Edwards Air Force Base, and I apologize. I forget their names, but I know two of the crew members. One was from Palmdale, and I believe the other one was from Bakersfield. So they were from the same area. I was a KC-10 boom.
Hey,
And the day Shell 77 went down, I was at thumb rate. I was a my crew had gotten tagged to be staff, and so I was sitting on shift, and word just started to trickle on Merc Chat and open source what had happened, and it's like it was just the initial, yeah, 135's down, and it's like, okay, but what? No, what, like how? Where? How do I find more information? What happened? Like was it enemy fire? Was it And then you know, eh, the whole shift was just waiting for the trickle of news, and
mhm.
then I'm sure there's a lot of other crew that sat through the same brief because there had to be a couple hundred in the one I did. But I know the 305th. We had a wing all call, and they played the black box. Uh, I want to say footage, but that's not the right word. Recording,
The
you
record.
know, and that one, and a couple others like the C-17 that from the air show and shit. You just fucking screams, man.
You know, there have been people I know that have listened to that. They were part of the aircraft safety investigation and things like that. I was no longer in at the time of the Shell 77 crash and everything. But from those that I do know, they said that hearing that is something that will traumatize you. And I can't imagine how hard it is to hear people's final words uh, before
So,
something happens.
so the summer that happened, 2013 and everything. Um, During my deployment, the month my crew was being non-flying because we were down in thumb rate as staff.
Mhm.
Because the way it worked is it rotated 8-hour shifts. Boom operator, engineer, pilot, boom operator, engineer, pilot, that kind of thing. And we're sitting down doing staff and everything, and we lost Shell 77. We lost, I believe it was an MC-12. Um, I forget where in Afghanistan, but we lost like an MC-12, and then we also had the 747 that was taking off out of, I believe, Kandahar, where the chain slipped, and one of the vehicles that was transporting went all the way back, and so the jet goes up and the jet goes down, and boom.
Mm.
And the boom operator, especially on the KC-10, our job is cargo. Like that is the literal nightmare scenario for us. Is a chain breaking loose.
Yes, sir. Hey, Trevor. Man, I like folks that know me know that today is a really hard day. So I hope you have things that can help you get through some of these tough days and things like that. I do want to give the opportunity for others to come up as well.
Yeah, of course.
There is a Michelle in the background. Michelle, your audio's not um visible. I'm going to bring you up. I don't think we're going to be able to hear you though. You can hear us, but we can't hear you. Um, if you click the link and hold it, and then open from your browser and try and join that way. I'm realizing that there's some technical issues that's going on that you have to give your browser permission for it to be able to capture your audio. So I'd love to have you up, but I'm going to remove you. See if you can join by holding the link and then click open. Like open in whatever browser and join that way. That's the one bad part about how I'm setting this up. I wish it was easier for people to join. Now, I'm going to talk about Tyler here real quick, unless somebody else comes up and knows Tyler personally. So Tyler Voss was 27 years old. From what I could find, he grew up in Texas, just outside of San Antonio. And let me see. Hey, okay, I got Michelle. Michelle, we can hear you now. How you doing?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
All right.
You're remembering my daughter today.
Thank you for coming up. So I didn't know your daughter personally. So what can you share about Tori that those of us here would like to know? I thank you for coming up.
Well, she always wanted to fly. Well, actually, she first wanted to be an astronaut back in fourth grade, and she always kept that dream. And she eventually got to the Air Force Academy because she thought that was her best way. But when she graduated, she realized she didn't really like what G forces does to your body. So she says, "No, I'll just fly." So her and her husband both learned to fly the tanker. So, but she loved to fly. She had her own pilot license. She had her master's in psychology. She, was a new mom, and she loved life. She had a big
Um,
heart.
how are the husband and son doing now? How are they?
They're doing good. Rich has remarried, so Gabriel has a half brother, Jace, and but Gabriel's doing good. He's 13 now, and he's a competitive swimmer, and he loves to play the cello. He does well in school. And finally, I have a grandson who is taller than I. For my kids were all shorter than me, including my husband.
Is it true that she was a black belt in karate?
Yes, she was.
That's
And
dope.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, she loved karate. She loved to. At the end, before she went into the academy after graduate, she taught other kids in her school, the younger ones up, and she thought that was the funnest thing. Yeah.
That, that's awesome. Well, hey, I thank you for coming on. Thank you for sharing a memory of Tori here with us. And do you have anything else that you would like to say here um, about the crew or about your daughter? Just anything.
Well, it was a through I don't know, through the sadness of everything, there's so much love and support out there. There always has been. And I'm forever grateful for the love, the honor, and the remembrance of my daughter, but also the whole crew. We've become a family. The crew's family has become a family. So, there's joy out of tragedy. And likewise, so much has been learned, and um, so much good, as sad as it is, came out of it. So I'm grateful that other tanker pilots don't have to worry about what they had to endure.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. All right.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you for coming up and sharing a few words.
You're welcome. Thank you for doing this and for remembering them.
Yes, ma'am. I've got some words here for Tyler here. Again, Tyler, I didn't know personally, but in talking with a couple of people over the years as I've done this, apparently he had his pilot's license before he had his high school diploma. They say that Tyler was flying before he was old enough to legally do most things. He also attended the Air Force Academy class of 2008, graduated with a degree in aeronautical engineering, and then went on to Laughlin Air Force Base for pilot training, where he posted the highest score in his class on flight check rides. Not just a high score, but the highest. He earned his wings in 2010. He went to Fairchild, where he flew on the KC-135 with the 93rd Air Refueling Squadron, making captain in May of 2012, and was upgraded to aircraft commander March 14 of 2013. And the people that talk about Tyler say that he was a pilot's pilot. All right. Uh,
I can believe that both his mom and dad flew, so he grew up in an airplane.
that makes sense. That makes sense. Now, Tyler Tyler had been on several deployments. That was his sixth deployment. His mom, who saw the post and is aware that there were many people across the world that were doing something in honor of Shell 77. It's my understanding that she is now the vice president of the Alamo area chapter for the American Gold Star Mothers. Tyler's brother flies Black Hawks for the Alaska Army National Guard, and there was a school district that named a school after him as well. Trey, Trey Mackey. Trey is a guy who I met in basic, not basic training, in tech school. And let me bring up an image of Trey. This is one that always makes me laugh every time that I see it. Trey was a joker. He was a kidster. He sometimes got on my ever loving nerves. He was one of the reasons why when I got my first assignment to Robins Air Force Base in Georgia, he was also assigned there as well. And when he took an assignment out to Okinawa, Japan, I wanted to follow him because he was a really good guy just to know, to hang around with, and to have fun. He was the boom operator on the KC-135, which is the crew member that lays down in the back and pass gas. Trey and I, probably one of the funniest stories that I've got was playing flag football with him. And for as tall and lanky and athletic as he looked, the kid was not that much athletic at all. After he left Okinawa, he got married, has a daughter who I've met, and he leaves behind an interesting legacy and a loving family as well. This the one thing that I'm going to add here, and we will end with a toast and a moment of silence, is that the tanker crew is small. At its basic bare bones, it's two pilots and a boom, three people, three seats, and you can't hide on a crew of that size. You pull your weight, you get the opportunity to make family and friends as well. And every May the 3rd, I love that Fairchild, from what I understand, holds a ceremony where they'll do a KC-135 flyover. I've also learned that 2 summers ago, airmen from the 117th Air Refueling Wing in Alabama, some of whom went to school with Tyler and Tori, ran 77 miles
Wow.
in their honor, which
Wow.
I can't even imagine running 1 mile, and they're out here running 77 miles.
Wow.
So let's remember tonight for what it is. It is not a day to be somber, but it is a day to share some stories, share a laugh, and for those of y'all that are out there watching that may have a glass, let's raise a toast in honor of Shell 77 and cheers.
Cheers.
All right, let me look to see if we have anyone else on that would like to come up. Okay, in closing, thank y'all for coming on and sharing a few words for the crew of Shell 77. Michelle, I appreciate you again for coming up. What is it daytime where you're at right now?
Yes, I'm in Spokane, Washington. I actually had a sushi lunch with Tori and Tyler and Trey at Fairchild for lunch today. It's a beautiful day out.
Is awesome. If I am ever out that way, I would love to meet you if you are open for that.
Sure. Yeah, let me know.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
All
thank you.
Thank you. All right, Trevor, Cody, Michelle, I'm going to end the live stream and we will be back next year and do the same thing. There is a comment here that says, cheers and prayers. My uncle was a boom operator. Love Shell 77. Never forget. Absolutely, Corey. Thank you.
Uh,
All right.
All right, thank you. Bye.
All right. See you, King.
Bye.